the shisha smoke. Either way, welcome to Habibi's. I'm the main dancer here. Or, well, I was, because this was my last night. I mostly just dance here on weekends, 2 20-minute sets, one at 10 and one at midnight. My real name is Candace. Or, well, when I'm dressed like this, it's Layla. Layla, meaning night. But when you see me like this, it's not really me, I swear. Layla is a party animal, and Candace was an A-cup introvert. So when I started dancing at 15, my confidence went from here to here in the span of a year. I felt like I was learning how to move like a woman. And I liked what I saw in other women. And I liked what I saw in me. I liked it a lot, actually. This centuries-old wisdom of divine feminine knowledge, I had no idea what my body held inside. It was a rite of passage to move like this. A passage that every woman is entitled to. The freedom that dance offers. It was very sexy to me. But not like in a sexual way. I was the youngest in my class. My teacher was in her 50s, and it was a dozen of us every Tuesday and Friday evening. Before class conversations were supportive. Women of all walks of life were in that class. Layla makes it look easy. But Candace is a workhorse to the beat of that buka. Oh man, I remember when that drum beat starts and in class we'd have to stand there like this. Chest up, shoulders back, tucked pelvis, soft knees, and then shimmy on the spot. Don't stop to the entire song. And then we'd have to travel with it. Side to side, front to back, up and down, clockwise, counterclockwise. And then you still can't stop. Add the layers. Hands, arms, chest, an undulation, body wave, just rotating between the two. And then we'd go into condition training. Planks that turned into rainbows. Up into sun salute. Windmill to the balls of your feet. Sun salute. Other side windmill. It's the pros that make it look so easy. Then we'd go into isolations. Diaphragm to isolate the sternum was a square. Then a circle. Then draw a circle on the floor with your spine. Then cut your stomach in half. Contract the top, release. Contract the bottom. Contract the middle, and then smooth it out with a rolling pin. And then don't forget that this is all so easy that you have to smile too. This is what Candace does for 2 hours every evening, just to show you what Layla loves. Layla also loves that buka beat. That's where she really struts her stuff. It starts with the entrance, and then the beat drops like this. It's a show-off. Each beat moves through my body and becomes a piece of my heart. The precision, the accuracy, it's flirty. The pace picks up, but I can keep up. It's improv, the music tells me what to do. Impressive, yeah? Boom! I started dancing in this club when I was 19. Was I young? Yes. Too young. Ask my dad. Was I happy? I was a rock star. Here, I make rent in 20 minutes, which is a big deal when you're still in school. I get to practice my craft and open for singers touring from the Middle East. They stop here on their way to the big cities because there's a high Lebanese population. I remember my first audition. It was a Monday night, the slowest night, and Mo used to run this place. He was always full of smiles. And I remember his son was there. And as I was dancing, he was trying to follow me around and pat my bum. He wanted to play with the coins. It was so cute. He couldn't have been no more than 2 at the time. Add 20 years and he'd be the guys that I see here now. I remember my first performance. I was so nervous that night. I had no idea what to expect. The room was packed. The aroma of shisha flavored the air. Much like tonight, actually. Each plume an exhale from a dragon reasserting its power. I was given 20 minutes. 1 set before the singer started. The singer that became a regular before me, I don't remember her name, but she studied science at the same university. And she said that she was actually happy that I was going to be her regular opener because she liked that I wasn't Middle Eastern. Apparently it gave a good first impression to the men in the audience. At the time, I had no idea what this meant. But I now know, though, I made her more money. And to be honest, I really don't know how the dance went. It was a blur of faces and clapping and compliments about how beautiful I was. And they asked me to come back over and over again, so it must have gone pretty well. And soon enough, it spiraled. Performing on Saturdays meant that people wanted me for private parties, for weddings, birthdays, haflas, fundraisers, anniversaries, retirements, for bachelor parties. I surprised myself with what I was willing to do for money instead of art. This club used to be a rocking place. I'm sorry that you all came on the last night. And I'm sorry that you're still here with me. When Mo was my manager, he was so supportive. He told me that I should go to the Middle East to study with the masters and become a professional. So I did. At 19, I went alone to Egypt to meet a teacher that I messaged online for classes. I knew no Arabic, and I ran out of money multiple times. Was it smart? No. Was it safe? Ask my dad what he thinks. It was fine, though. It was the best, most amazing trip that I'd ever been on. I met dancers from around the world. There's a strength in the belly dance spiderweb. We're all here for the same purpose, to dance and to feel that ancient feminine power. On our day off, our teacher took us to Saqqara, which is this little town just outside of Cairo. And I remember seeing a mound of purple carrots in a cart being wheeled by a donkey and having no idea that that was a real thing. I'm allowed to be naive. I was 19. I remember we snuck through a mango field to these unguarded ruins, just giant pyramids, thousands of years old, just sitting there. And I was standing at the edge of the mango tree line, and I let my new dance friends go ahead of me. I was scared. And I stared out into the desert. And back at the mango trees, then back at the desert. And I knew that if I walked into that vast nothing, that's also what I could become. By choice. I could walk out there right now. The dancers that I'm here with, I mean, sure, they're my friends while I'm here, but what would they do? Follow me? For how long? Until they couldn't turn back either? Unlikely. I've never felt this much control over my life at any point before now. Destroyed by Romans thousands of years ago, the remains that we walked to were one of the sun temples of Abu Ghurab, the Hetep altar specifically, which had a big slab of alabaster in the middle. We sat on it. We went to meditate with a shaman, a European woman with long brown dreads. Well, that's literally all that I remember about her. And as we sat, cross-legged, eyes closed, and hands on each knee, She asked, "Who's ready to journey into another dimension?" I wasn't. My teacher raised her hand, and all I could think was, I don't feel connected at all to what's going on. There's too much wind. Oh, it's getting cold. And I'd much rather watch the sunset behind the rolling sand. This vast emptiness is more overwhelming than I thought. It isn't humbling. As I was trying to focus, I felt the tiniest feet drift along my calf, met with the, oh my God, the biggest ant that I've ever seen. Sorry. I guess I wasn't really meant for another dimension. I felt disappointed for not feeling a connection to this sacred place. Yet I'm not surprised. Egypt isn't my home. And this isn't my language, and this isn't my art. Yet why do I feel so compelled to do it? I've based my entire life's work and inspiration around a drum beat in my head that moves to my hips, and then once it's gone, it reverbs through my heart. And I've never felt more accepted and more confused all at the same time, grasping onto any movement and sequin that makes me feel as free as I have ever felt before. Maybe Egypt is no doubt beautiful, and I'll go back someday. But my voice is not in this sand. Shortly after I got back, that's when Ari arrived to take over. Mo told me he was leaving, divorcing his wife. I will say, though, I'll miss his son chasing my coin belt. My little patty cake dance partner. You know, I kind of hate that you all sit there judging me like that. Foreigners like myself go to those countries like Egypt so that we can come back here and be more authentic. I mean, whatever that's supposed to mean. But I make my money doing art, what I love most. So whatever you think doesn't matter. I'm still a rock star. Set's over. Next place, next place, next place, next time, next tip. No thanks. Next place, next time, next tip. No thanks, I said. Next place, next time, next tip. Are you all here because you know Ari or because you know Mo? Because I don't know if any of you noticed it when you walked through the doors, like you're being overly watched. There's this new table at the back that always has these young guys that ask me for private dances, and I can't tell if they're joking or not. I always smile and, thank them for coming, and they wave 50s at me, so I come closer. But, they like sticking them down my top. Oh, well, there he is now. Ari, hi. Oh, I'm Candace. I'm the dancer that you just saw. I'm here every Saturday from 9 to 1. I hope that still works for you. Okay. Nice to meet you. I could tell he didn't like me from the beginning. You know, in some places where you get a work visa, it's customary for your employer to take your passport. It keeps you from leaving the country and also keeps you working for them. Mostly that happens in places like Saudi Arabia, not Canada. But the night that Ari took over, he also took my passport. Lately, there's been talk that this place is becoming more of a hangout for the wrong types of people. That back table rezo isn't the normal older Arab gentleman politely in the corner, but you younger guys that ignore me and then talk intently and then wave a 50 at me. I try to engage everyone in the room, but when you're being ignored, actively ignored, I don't know, maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe I'm too this and not enough that. They seem to be friends of Ari. I went to talk to him before the show because I knew that tonight was his first night managing without Mo. And before my first set, he comes up to me and says, $100 per 10 minutes? I don't pay for you to wait to go on stage. Okay, but Mo's gone. And I don't pay for you to sit and wait. I'm out by 1 a.m. regardless. You'll go on regardless before that. Set's over, and I asked the waitress if she's collected the money. He said he wanted to talk to you first. Yes, Ari, you said you wanted to talk to me about something. Your performance. I don't know how Mo saw it, but I think that you're a little too shy for this crowd. And your arms are, I don't know, there's just something not very graceful about the way that you dance. Oh, okay, yeah, I can work on that. Next set at 12:30? No. Don't worry about it. Are you gonna pay me? I pay for good dancing. Yeah, but I already danced, so you owe me for my time. Then you dance at 12:30, and if you're not too shy, then I'll pay you. We're trying to appeal to a younger crowd here, so show more, you know? And get close to people, work that back table a bit. Belly dance is supposed to be sexy. How was that for sexy? Yeah, it was, but I feel like you were trying too hard. How so? Your shimmies weren't big enough. It has to be more like twerking. Like twerking. So, what does that mean then? I did 2 sets and you have to pay me for my time. This is for 1 set? I did 2. Yeah, but the first one wasn't good, like I said. I danced like this for a while. Ari and I's relationship was tense, to say the least. But he let me stay. Paid less, but pay is pay. But then the whispers started to happen. The music became more club-like. Belly dancers are already thought of as committing haram, which means forbidden, sinful, if you will. The devil haram, the ram that butts heads with all that is holy. I hear more whispers of that word, more and more. I hear it when I weave through these tables, and I hear it at the back of the room. Haram. The club is attached to the hotel. So if the place isn't booked out, they usually give me a place to change, and it's always been a nice setup that way. Ari still lets me change up here, but the door no longer opens from the inside. Oh, sorry, I'm changing. I'm changing. I'm changing. I'm changing. I'm changing. That one-sided door is why this is a one-sided story. Oh, Ari. Look, I know that we're not on the best of terms. And I was wondering if next weekend I could have somebody cover me so that I could go and see my dad. No, you can keep my passport. But you know that they're only an hour away, and it's starting to get really difficult to make excuses for why I don't come and visit, and they're starting to get suspicious. So, maybe, if I could just have a weekend. A day? An afternoon? Well, what if he just came here? I mean, just the hotel lobby, you could even watch. And then I made the biggest mistake of my life. Ari, If you do not let me out of here, I am never going to dance again! You're gonna get out there and you're gonna put on a smile. Come on, let's see one. Good. Now look in the mirror. Now you're gonna keep on smiling and you're gonna do what you do best. Or you can watch yourself die in that mirror right here. Look at your face. You stupid, dirty dog in my pen now. Don't look away. You look in that mirror. You watch yourself. You're on in an hour. Fix your face. I don't get let out of that room now unless I'm down here with you. In the whispers, I heard more than Haram. I heard things that I shouldn't have. I don't think Ari ever had intentions of running a club. A place to meet for drinks, sure, but for more than that. And I was an annoying remnant. I realize now that I'm the one that weaves through these tables, and I know all of the whispers that happen here. And how much power I really held. I didn't realize that until tonight. I've had a lot of time to think about this word, haram. Nothing has brought me closer friendships than belly dance. Haram. Nothing has filled me more full of hope and wonder to dance what I can't do and sing what I can't say and to be a better elevated version of myself. Haram. Nothing. It's that empty, joyless shell that I wish to refill. Haram. And Ari. fearing that I'll walk out and tell somebody about his back table operations. Haram! I planned on running out. Make an excuse to get to the back table. And dance my way there. And then just bolt for the door. But tonight the men at the back were arguing with Ari. They were calling me over with 50s. I turned to weed to the back table, and there was a commotion. And the music stopped, and the argument stopped. And I haven't seen Ari since. Haram. You have no idea how much power I have. Because when the sand in the wind is swirling around me as I sit on the alabaster, I can feel the cool desert sunset touch my face. Who's ready to go on a spiritual journey, the shaman said. And I said, I am. I'm ready to go. And in my made-up silence, there's a peace. And tell my dad I'll be home soon. I promise. I'll walk through the desert, and I'll turn back, and I'll come home.